Welcome to How to Heal. I'm your host, MikaLeone-Pettit. You're listening to the soothing sounds of Steven Halpern from his album, Deep Alpha 2.0, track number 9. Steven is one of the founding fathers of healing music and relaxation music and sound therapy. You can find more of his music at stevenhalpernmusic.com. That's Steven, S-T-E-E-V-E-N, Halpern, H-A-L-P-E-R-N, music.com. I wanted to give you some background in this episode to set the stage for how this show came to be and more about the episodes to come. This podcast began as a part of my journey over 25 years ago. My background in health, wellness, and metaphysical studies began in the mid-90s as I began working with herbs, essential oils, crystals, flower essences while working in a health food store in Washington State. I also started making soaps, candles, and natural perfumes, and we're selling them at a local market and through referrals. I required certifications in aromatherapy, flower essences at first, but I have a thirst for all things with a connection to the creation. I went to aesthetic school, which is for skincare, and got my license in Washington and started school for a naturopathic degree right after. During this time, I took many classes, got my bachelor's in natural health studies, along with certifications in personal training, massage, Reiki, flower essences, and other things to name a few. So along the way, I've also felt, even as a child, that I've always been fascinated with the unseen world and its effect on us. So my master's was in metaphysics, meaning the study of the unseen world and energies behind the physical world that we experience. So things like astrology, the tarot, channeling, and many things that some consider divination or occult has always intrigued me, and I've found ways to utilize these teachings in my life and in my work. Plus, I've always had these gifts in these areas, and they've helped me feel protected and loved throughout my life. So I never totally lost connection to my gifts. I knew I had as a child. So these studies were natural for me to be around. So I love this vibe. So about 2007, I also started with a partner, a healthy lifestyle show and a local radio show on the Monterey Peninsula based on health, wellness, and promoting a positive impact on the world. In about 2012, 2013, while living in Los Angeles, I started to volunteer at a monthly energy healing clinic, and I helped to open the Gateway Metaphysical Shop in West Los Angeles. To bring you up to date, I'm a doctoral student at the University of Sedona in transpersonal counseling, which is about going beyond the personal, the unseen world, to bring forth your unique greatness, your true potential. One of the definitions of transpersonal counseling is the study of humanity's highest potential, attempting to describe and to integrate spiritual experiences within modern psychological theory. But this definition just scratches the surface, and it's very personal experience to each individual based on practical experience, not just theory or philosophical concepts. So I currently have a practice that is morphed into a lot of hands-on with from a lot of hands-on. I still do a little bit of it now, to counseling, teaching, courses, and distance healing. I have many things to share about healing in my years of practice, along with the many other teachers and leaders that I have met along the way. So there are so many ways that we can begin to heal the many levels of our life. And we're all in this to heal together. And the show is about helping you to find the methods that work for you to build a daily practice to live at your highest potential. This show is also my way of continuing my healing journey. So as I grow and expand, so will you. And we'll be right back. We're going to take a little break and we'll go into more on how the show is going to be structured. Want more synchronicity to your life? More reasons to love your day? Join the newsletter list at www.MikaLeone.com. That's www.MikaLeone.com and receive your Raise Your Vibration intro audio. Welcome back. And I am your host, MikaLeone-Pettit. And that again was Stephen Halpern's track number 9 on his Deep Alpha 2.0 album, which you can download at stephenhalpernmusic.com. I will be creating a meditation audio soon with one of Stephen's soothing tracks for your listening pleasure. So look for that soon. So let's get into how the episodes will be created. And I will begin the episodes according to the philosophy that I believe healing should be built on. What that builds a strong foundation. Just like a building built on shaky foundation that cannot stand for long, neither can our bodies and the structures that we build in our lives. So the episodes will be built layer by layer on healing internally, externally, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. I will take you through some of my experiences and learning over the years on these levels, along with guests that bring unique methods and systems that you research more and decide if you want to implement them into your life. I have always wanted to bring what I've learned and experienced to as many people as possible. And this podcast is one of those ways that I get to do that. Even if you start to use one thing mentioned on the show, and it improves your life in some way, I've done my job, and this is part of my healing to contribute to the world as well. I have some great guests coming to share their methods of healing with you in 2021, and that's including Stephen Halpern, one of the founding fathers of relaxation and healing music, Kiva Wolf of Plant Healers Magazine, and Herbaria Newsletter, and the HerbalCon conference that usually takes place in Colorado each year in the summer, and Sacred Architect 5D that coordinates awesome mass meditations. And she's been doing a great job with that in 2020 to raise the vibration of our planet, Brianna Marino. So let's get into it. There's no getting around it, people. If we want to maintain health and a sense of well-being, it has to be done on a daily conscious basis. We have to make a conscious effort because daily our bodies are faced with challenges in our environment, and by being proactive about our daily care of our bodies is essential. In March of 2020, I taught a class in LA on energetics. Basically, it was called Raise Your Vibration with Energy. It was the topic of my thesis for my master's, and I would like to go over some of the key points, and I'll talk today so that everyone can have this information to make a turning point at any time in their life if they have never been exposed to energetics and how it works. I believe this is something that should be nurtured from birth and learned as a child, like walking and talking and all the society behaviors that come with our upbringing. I will start from this perspective as if you've never heard of energy medicine, energy healing, or energetics. So we begin with the story with the importance of energy in our lives. I really feel most people do not understand the basic principles of energy and why your consciousness of it is necessary. At least if you want to begin to heal the challenges you face in your life. And we all have challenges, and being aware of your energy just makes it a lot easier and life a lot more smoother and put you a little more on your path for sure. Without the fundamental awareness attempts to create true healing, I believe it's impossible because we are made of energy from our core. So usually when you hear about what we need to survive, you hear air, water, food. The energetics of our body and our environment is just as key as the air we breathe, the food we eat, and the water we drink. If you look up the word energetics, you will see definitions like the properties of something in terms of energy, the branch of science dealing with the properties of energy and the way in which it is redistributed in physical, chemical, and biological processes, a branch of mechanics that deals primarily with energy and its transformations, the total energy relations and transformations of a physical, chemical, and biological system of energetics of an ecological community. So all these definitions seems a little detached from our daily living, and it's actually the complete opposite. So I feel the word energetics encompasses what I'm going to discuss and so much more. So it includes the energy that runs through our bodies, the energy systems, and how energy interacts and participates with our environment, and all the energy that is surrounding us on a daily basis, constantly, that we can tap into. So think of it as living in a cosmic, unending ocean of energies, all types, all forms, and higher forms. So instead of unconsciously navigating through life with habits that are limiting and self-destructive, you begin to consciously become more present and aware of what signals, because you're like an antenna. You're giving out frequencies and energies, and you also are bringing them in. So you also have to be careful of not only what you're taking in, but what you're also sending out into the world, and what you're tuning into is a good way of putting it. We are constantly picking up energies from our environment. Everything has a vibration and a frequency in which it exists. So most of our lives, we're in this tolerable state of stress-like static. And of course, there are some stress that is good for the body, but a constant state that is always there and in the silence, and we're not sure what it is, and we don't understand what this tension is that's building us up and why we feel so, that's the unseen energies that are affecting us regularly that we need to be a little more conscious of. So just like a seed has all the potential built into it to become a tree, we as humans have our highest potential built into our DNA, our life codes. We can't access this kind of stuff unless we have enough energy running through our systems. And also, of course, if our DNA has not, and our life codes have not been tampered with. So most of us are consciously in a perpetual state. I'm going to have a little bit of tea here. Okay. So like I was saying, most of us are in a perpetual state of an environment that is sucking the life energy from us instead of contributing and circulating and giving back to us and nurturing us. And we wonder why it seems so difficult sometimes to do things you know will make your life better. So look around. One of the main things you can do from this episode is ask yourself, if most of the things in your life is giving you energy, feeding you and you can give back, or is it depleting it and not giving it back to you? I also believe this is why there are so many unhappy people in the world. It's because most of us are stuck in energetic vibrations that do not encourage happiness, our best selves, or prosperity. And what you find a lot of times is most people spend 70-80% of their days every day like this. When actually you want your goal, you want to flip that. You want most of your day to be filled with things that feed you energy, that make you feel good, that make you want to get up in the morning. So, and even if we are conscious of the vibrations around us that are not doing us good, we don't really always know what to do to release it and how to get it out. So since we are constantly being exposed to unhealthy vibrations, it's a must that we need to work on it from a daily basis and moment to moment. And that's pretty much one of the things that makes you a consciousness, awareness, and focusing on how you feel and how you are in the moment. Those things right there is probably half of the half of the work when it comes to energetics and healing. And then you can go from there and start to work on releasing the things that are caught in your energetic field. With everything that's happened to us in the last year to change the way we would go through life on a daily basis, we now get to stop, take a breather, slow down, and decide how we want to move forward from here and how we want our lives to be. All that begins with energetics and the awareness of where you are putting your energy. So this is why this episode, and that's why I want to layer things, because everything will build upon, wow, where am I focusing my energy? Do I feel good today? Where is my breath? If I don't feel right, what is taking it away from me? And a lot of times people do not realize as well that a lot of times the energy that's in your energy field or that's surrounding you, as you know, you have family, friends, and just energy that has been built up. We'll talk about that, go into morphic fields a little later in other episodes when we dive deeper into some of the environmental stuff. But this is some of it, most of it, a lot of times is not even yours. And if anyone has ever studied evolutionary astrology, they also say in evolutionary astrology, because of, even if you do not believe in past lives and you don't believe that you've been here before, this earth has been here for millions of years. There's energetic vibrations and patterns that have been here for millions and thousands and years, and people have been here for hundreds of thousands of years. So those vibrations build up, and they can be in your environment without you knowing and affecting you. And as I was saying, evolutionary astrology actually believes that 50% of the issues and challenges that we deal with in this present life is not necessarily even ours, but we have to become conscious and aware of them so that they don't disrupt our lives. So in the next episode, we will go into some of my favorite energetic techniques and healing methods and why one or some may become your favorites as well. I look forward to sharing more with you on the next episode of How to Heal. And we're going to close out with Stephen Harper's soothing sounds. I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you next time.